Hi, Kassi.
Hi, Eric.
You told me last time we talked, not on the podcast, that you have a story that you have to tell me. So you should tell it before it becomes less funny.
Okay, it wasn't that I had to tell you, but it was just it happened and I wanted to tell you about it, but I was like I should save it for the podcast. Okay. So
It better be worth
last
it.
last weekend, Trey and I went out to dinner, right? And we go to Tucanos. And for anyone
Tucanos
that
is
hasn't been there,
fantastic.
you've been there?
Yes, I've been there.
Okay, I felt like one time you and I talked and you hadn't been there
Well, that's because
yet.
okay. So I
So,
hadn't been there until Valentine's Day of this year, and that is where me and my now fiance have went at the time. Not That's not the day we got
oh,
engaged,
okay.
but that is where we went on Valentine's Day.
That's so funny. Weirdly, it came up because I knew you hadn't been there, and Trey
Yeah.
loves it there. And then I had said, it was the day that you were working because I had said to Trey, I was like, well, it's too bad Eric's working because we could have invited them to come with us, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, we went to Tucanos. For anyone that hasn't been there, though, it's they have like a salad bar situation. That's where you get all your side dishes, I would say, as
That's where you get all
well.
your
And then the
salads.
main, yeah, and salads. But the main point is that they have servers who come around with skewers of food and then they give you little bite-sized pieces or whatever. And it's like this
Specifically
ongoing
meats,
thing.
specifically all the
Yes.
grilled meats.
Yeah, it's like steaks. They have what sausages, but then they have like bacon wrapped things. And then I know they come around with fish and stuff, whatever, right? Trey likes to go there specifically for two items: grilled pineapple, which
Okay.
is delicious, and chicken hearts.
Why
That's
chicken hearts?
He loves chicken hearts.
Really?
I think, yeah, he loves them.
I mean, so I
Like,
tried them when I was there. I
yeah.
tried one because I was like, where? When else am I going to try a chicken heart, right? So I
Hmm.
tried it, and I was like,
Yeah.
it kind of tasted a little bit like dark meat, but if dark meat was darker. The difference between
Mm-hmm.
white meat chicken and dark meat chicken, and how dark meat
Mm-hmm.
tastes different. It's like
Mm-hmm.
if you took that flavor and just made it stronger to me.
Yeah, he and I hope he doesn't mind me saying this. I guess I'll ask him if he does, I'll take it out. But he likes that it tastes like marrow, because it's heart. So,
Huh? Why would heart taste like marrow? It's interesting. Does he like bone marrow? Because that's the thing. I mean,
yeah.
I actually don't know if I've ever had bone marrow directly, but I know it's a thing a lot of people
Yeah,
eat.
he loves bone marrow. He won't do it he won't eat bone marrow out places or other people's house, but if we have chicken or whatever at home, he'll crack the bones and eat the marrow out at home.
Yeah. Well, I know that's the
Um
thing a lot of people do, and
yeah,
it's supposed to be pretty good for you. I've never done it myself.
that's what I've heard. I've heard it has a lot of health benefits for you and stuff.
Yeah.
But he loves it, and he basically says the bone marrow is the same taste as chicken hearts. So
Huh.
that's mainly why we go there.
Yeah.
And I I'm vegan, so obviously this isn't super appealing to me. But the salad bar actually is really good. Really,
Yeah.
really
I
good.
mean, it depends
They
on.
actually
I don't know
they
if
have a
it
lot of
fluctuates. What
options.
they have fluctuates at all. Because if it does, then I wouldn't know. But
Ooh,
because I've only
yeah,
been there
I'm
the
not
one
sure.
time.
We go pretty infrequently, so I don't know if it's they change things regular, they just change things when we go. Um, but Trey's been really craving going there, and we haven't been in a long time, so we're like, yeah, let's just go. Whatever, we got time off. Let's
Yeah.
just go there. So, we're just sitting there eating normal
Oh, that was all
meal and
set up for
everything.
the story.
This
Okay.
this is set up for the story. I just wanted to
Okay. Okay.
explain.
I was literally about to be
Oh,
like, not a great
another
story, honestly.
yeah, no, another part of this that I want to
Okay.
explain to people is at Takano specifically. So they have the skewers of food, and when they come around, they'll ask if you want it. You say yes. They'll shave off, they'll cut off a piece of the food, and you have little tongs that you grab the food with and put it on your plate,
Yeah.
right?
So as to try to maintain a level of the what's
Yeah,
the word
don't
I'm
touch.
looking for?
Uh,
Sanitariness, I
yeah,
guess.
don't touch food. So you use
Yeah.
these little tongs to grab the food you put on your plate. Then you have a fork and knife and everything to
Yeah.
eat. So anyway, we're sitting there, and the table behind Trey. So I'm facing this table, but he has his back to it, right?
Yeah.
And it's a family. There's 8 people at this table. And this lady is sitting there going, num 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 num. Nom, 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 nom,
Like
nom, nom.
saying that?
Yeah, really loud. Okay, so in Tucanos,
Wha-
as you know now, right? It's loud in there. It's
Yeah.
very echoey. It's
Yeah.
loud. I can hear her. That's how loud she's doing this, right? And I start laughing, and Trey goes, "Oh, is it like a baby?" And I said no, and I'm laughing, and he goes, "Is it someone feeding a baby?" And I go, "No, it's a grown woman, like 40, 50 years old, right?"
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. She's sitting in the middle of the table, right? There's like someone to the right of her. She's leaned over this person towards the end of the table where the server is with a skewer. He's cutting something off. She's going num 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 and clicking her tongs.
So what she's doing is she's basically saying me first, me first, me. She's like, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me kind of reaction. It's like, I
It's like
what? Give it, give it.
she's so excited for him to like cut off whatever the thing is she's gonna get. She's like clicking her tongues, going num 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 num
Was she at least
num
was
num
she
num
at
num.
least clicking the tongs like in time with the num 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 nums?
Yeah, like little crab pinchers. She
So
was
she was
like
going like
doing
num
it.
num num like in click 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 at the
Yeah,
same like rate.
I was trying so hard not to laugh. It was her enthusiasm for this food was so funny to me. And like I said, grown woman, but full leaning over the person next to her. So it's like like she cannot be close enough to this skewer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was so funny. And then they're eating their meal, whatever, she's not really doing anything, so I'm not paying attention now anymore. But she's already done something weird, so I'm like kind of clocking what she's doing.
Because
At
you're just
one
waiting for the
point,
next weird thing.
right, and she does not disappoint. She doesn't. Because
Okay.
then at one point, the guy next to her, I'm assuming is her husband. I am obviously not sure. I don't know them. He says something to her, then he stands up and starts walking towards the restrooms, right?
Okay.
She then looks across the table at who I'm assuming is her child and goes, "Do you have to go potty? Do you need to go potty? You don't need to go potty? Are you sure? You don't need to go potty. Are you sure? Okay. I don't want to hear it later that you needed to go potty because your dad's
Okay.
going right now if you needed to go potty." The kid that she is talking to, my best guess, 20 years old. He looks mortified.
Okay.
And he's not saying anything. He's just shaking his head. And then he's just like trying to like break eye contact with her.
Okay. So
He's
my
trying desperately.
best guess explanation. She was wasted.
Okay, that's the first thing I thought was weird. The second thing I also thought was weird. But then yeah, Trey
Right?
and I
Because
were like,
that's such a
she
like the only thing I can think of is that she'd have to have been wasted. Like, why else would you be that not even just weird? Because like weird in public is one thing, but like that level of like almost
my
awkward
thing
weird.
was is she was being weird and she was doing odd things, but it was the embarrassment of that I was gonna say child, but guy. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he was an adult. His the way he was acting embarrassed, I'm like, this is not normal behavior for her, right? Because
Yeah.
if it was normal behavior, I think he would just sort of like shrug it off a little bit. Like it'd still be weird and kind of embarrassing, but like you're used to it in a way.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Um, just I don't know. I just from now on anytime I'm eating something, I just want to be like num 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 num.
I mean, honestly, like, well, as far as the weirdness, right? It's like that's not the weirdest thing ever. Sure, it's a little bit strange, especially like you said, the volume at which she was doing it. But like, I don't think that inherently is the weird. The other part thing is the weird one.
Yeah, yeah. The way because again, so the best part of this is Trey has his back. He can't see
Yeah.
these people, and all he can hear her is doing the like, "Do you need to go potty?" Right? And he's kind of like, "You've already told me there's not a baby over there. Like
Yeah.
there's not a small child." And I'm laughing. I'm trying really hard not to like laugh out loud, but I'm
Yeah.
definitely laughing pretty hard to myself. So then Trey like turns around and is like looking and he's like, "Is that the kid she's talking to?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he is just like, "Oh my gosh." Kind of shaking his
Secondhand
head like,
embarrassment for that kid.
"What?" Yeah. It was so funny. It was great. And it was Again, yeah, she like, I saw her get up and, like, when they were leaving and stuff, and it
Yeah.
seemed like, at least from the little bit again, I wasn't, like, intensely watching these people now, but just from the little bit I did see with them in my line of sight, is she seemed fine. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing else she did made me think she was intoxicated in some way, but I think I think she might have been.
I mean, who's to say she was like intoxicated from alcohol? Maybe she just like recently came from like a tooth pulling.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like,
Like
nothing
there's a
about
I
what
mean,
she was doing was I
yeah.
was like, "Oh, this lady's, like, pretty wasted." It's like, she seemed to have it together, it was just every once in a while she was doing weird things,
Yeah.
and it was great. I found it really entertaining. I loved it. I loved her enthusiasm. It was I thought it was great,
It
but
sounds like the her son, we're guessing, did not find it great.
probably not, but n the sober people never find the drunk people that great.
Yeah, that's because
I say
I mean, I've
drunk,
not
I
been
don't
around
know,
that. Obviously, I
intoxicated.
don't drink, right? So I've only been around like a couple of people that I would say were, from my estimation, like legitimately tipsy. I don't know if they were drunk, but they were
Yeah.
definitely like buzzed to the point that like they were behaving a little differently.
Mhm.
And I don't know. Sometimes there are things that they do that their antics can be a little funny, but like generally speaking, it's more like a secondhand embarrassment kind of feeling than like a, oh, you're hilarious.
Yeah.
It's more like a, I can't believe you're actually choosing to do that in public.
I can't believe this is who you're choosing to be.
And like
Um,
we've talked about before, like there's a difference between like the being silly or just like being comfortable to just be a weird person and the like weird to that
I
level.
think that was the thing that made it interesting is because the first thing, the num 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 num, right? That's just being to me just kind of an
Yeah.
eccentric
I mean, I
person,
could see doing
right?
that.
She just is being right, and that's what I mean. Like again, it's like if you were in the right kind of mood, yeah, I could see doing that as
Yeah.
well, right? Maybe not to that volume or that intensity. Like I don't think I'd lean over someone else, but I might do it like within my
I
personal
think it
space
heavily
bubble,
depends
you
on who
know?
that someone else is you're leaning over. Because if it was like a
Yeah.
sibling or like a spouse, I could see leaning past them, and because I wouldn't care. But like if it's even a friend, I'd think that was like invading
Yeah.
personal space kind of thing.
But yeah, that behavior, I was like, okay, that's that's just she's a little quirky. Okay, whatever. She's really excited, and I wish I could remember what it was that she was getting. I want to say it was the grilled pineapple, but
Yeah.
I'm not positive. And I'm like, fair enough. The pineapple's delicious, but I can't remember if that's
Can I
what it was.
just can I
But
just say
the
something about the grilled
second thing
pineapple
was
for a
just
second here?
odd. Yeah, please.
Grilled pineapple.
Mhm,
Not denying it's delicious.
mhm,
Wholeheartedly agree it's delicious.
mhm,
However,
mhm.
I have heard from multiple people that that's like their favorite thing there is the grilled pineapple. Like more than one. I think it's like
Yeah.
two or three people at this point, like different groups of people. And I'm like, I get it, but my problem fundamentally with the pineapple is that unlike all of their meats that I could
Mhm,
not make myself, the grilled pineapple's nothing
mhm.
special, really.
Oh, absolutely not.
It's literally just like you take pineapple, you grill it, and you drench it in like a teriyaki sauce, I'm guessing,
It's
based on the flavor.
I think it's actually brown sugar.
Well,
It's
it's
actually what
something
it is.
similar. It's like
Yeah.
regardless, it's not inherently complicated.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, so I find it interesting that like one of their most popular items is actually one of the more simple items.
I think much like anything with eating out, most of it is just that people don't wanna put in the effort themselves.
Yeah,
Also,
but
I
like the
think
pineapple's not that much effort in the grand scheme of like what they
no,
make.
no, no. I just mean, like, I think a lot of people don't wanna get a pineapple. They don't wanna prepare the pineapple, they don't wanna grill the pineapple to
Because
then eat,
pineapple is a
like
notoriously hard fruit to acquire and prepare.
I I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying they don't wanna go through the effort to then eat, like, 3 bites. That's the thing, you
See,
know?
my favorite thing at Tucanos when I went there was I think it was like their garlic parmesan. I don't remember what kind of beef it was. It was some cut of beef, but it was like the garlic parmesan beef.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember what it is either, but I do know which one you're talking about.
Because that one is phenomenal. But that one like is legitimately I've never tasted anything like it. I've had garlic and parmesan food before, like beef before. I've even had like that exact flavor
Yeah.
profile. But like they managed to have it be like the put it on your tongue instant explosion of flavor, but it never
Mhm,
felt overpowering. It was just like up to that. It's like if you have an audio file and you put like a filter on it so it doesn't get louder than a certain amount. It was kind of like that. Like it
mhm.
would go up to the peak of flavor without overpowering at all.
I can tell you. Don't know. But I
Yeah, that's
believe
because you
you.
don't eat meat. But you should because it's delicious. If you're ever going to eat meat, that's the meat to eat.
Although I will tell you that that's actually one of Trey's least favorites.
Really?
But he doesn't like garlic. So anytime something has garlic in the title, he pretty much immediately is not gonna like it. Like
See,
I think he'll
garlic
typically
is one of
still
the
try it,
best spices.
but yeah, it was a whole thing when he was growing up that he stayed with a family that cooks with a lot of garlic, like an absurd amount of garlic. Take a
Yeah.
recipe, they would like triple it. You know what I mean? And so now he just
I mean, depending on the recipe, that can be good
but
still.
they put it in everything. Like they would do that with every dish, I guess, is they would just like triple the amount of garlic. So now Trey's
Yeah.
just kind of has an aversion to it. Like he'll eat stuff with garlic. He's not against it. It's just it's not one of his favorite flavors at this point. And let me tell you, he doesn't
Yeah.
like onion either. So seasoning. Because you know what most recipes use? Garlic and onion.
Yeah.
Which
Onions
is
and
fine.
garlic.
Like doesn't really bother
Well, I
me
mean,
any.
I was I was laughing because like so I've recently started trying to because I want to because there's a handful of foods that are like legitimately good foods that aren't even necessarily that hard to make, but like I've never made them and I don't
Hmm.
remember my family really ever making them growing up. And one of them is like French onion soup, which obviously Trey would hate because the
Right.
main
Yeah.
ingredient is onions. But it's delicious. It's fantastic. And it's not even that hard to make. So like I made it the other day and I'm going to make it again this week and see if it turns out better, which I might. So you'll have to check and see if we do this. But I might even take a picture of it and we can put it on our podcast. Not a podcast. This is a
Yeah, we'll
podcast.
put
Put
it
it
on
on
our
the
socials.
Instagram.
I'm with you though because I started making clam chowder for Trey. I make artichoke chowder for me. Delicious. It seems like one of those things that's really complicated, but it's not. So I know what you mean.
Well, I mean, the only thing that's even remotely complicated about French onion soup is that you have to start it early because if you want to do it correctly, you have to cook it for like 3 hours. Because truly caramelized onions take like 3 hours. They're not a thing
Yeah.
you can do in like 20 minutes. A good chunk of recipes say caramelize your onions or like brown your onions. And it's like, that's to caramelize your onions, that's not a quick process. And a lot of recipes treat it like it's a fast thing because they're just like
Right.
cooking the onions. They're not caramelizing. It's different.
Are you going to learn how to make tomato potato Alfredo this year?
Maybe. If I'm going to ever any year, it would be this one. I mean, that's the one that we said. I mean, I'm gonna adjust the recipe, but that's the one that like the idea was like an Alfredo gnocchi pasta kind of thing with the sun dried tomatoes because then it's tomato
I love
potato
that we're
Alfredo.
making up a dish. We're trying to create a dish from just a thing we liked saying because it was funny to us.
Yeah, because of the rhyme. It's funny because of the rhyme. So we need to invent the dish so you can then show up to things. Well, that's like so. I texted. This was a couple months ago. I texted my fiance. I was like, I had this idea. I was like, and the funny part is, I texted her this without any context, and I was like, "How do you feel about the concept of a lasagna bucket?" And she was like, "What do you mean?" And I'm like,
Instead of a
It's in the
pan?
name, like a bucket of lasagna."
Okay.
I'm like, because if you took like a metal,
Mhm.
yeah, instead of a pan, because if you took like a metal bucket, like let's say, like my family always called them milk pails because that's what we used because I grew up on like the farm, but they're like 2 gallon, like just stainless steel buckets, right? I'm like, it's stainless steel. You could throw that in the oven. And so if you took that and just layered your lasagna, but just kept going until the whole bucket was full, and then just cooked it at like such a low temperature and like with foil over the top or something to just slowly cook it like all the way through or something. I don't know how you'd have to do it to make that work. But then like I was picturing walking into like a potluck. And everyone else has like their crock pots and their whatevers and their with like Instapots and whatnot. And you show up with just like a metal bucket full of lasagna.
I hate it.
It would be so funny. It'd be like you'd be like the talk of the pot. It'd be so perfect. Especially if you waited till there are a lot of people there, so they watched you walk in with a bucket, and they're like, "What is that?" And you're like, "This is bucket lasagna."
I don't like lasagna. I never have, even as a kid. I don't like is
Oh,
it
come
ricotta
on.
cheese?
You don't have to use ricotta.
I know, but everybody does. It's whatever everybody uses.
No,
I
they
don't
don't.
know.
Not everybody does.
Every lasagna
My family
I've
always.
tried, I've hated
My
it.
family always used cottage cheese.
Yeah, that's worse. Um,
I agree, but
but it just makes me laugh because yeah, because it so I never ate lasagna, but my family loves
yeah,
lasagna, right? And it always made me laugh because pretty much my mom would just let me know like ahead of time. Like I'd get home from school or whatever, and she'd be like, "We're having lasagna tonight," which was basically her just telling me like, "You're on your own, kid." figure it out.
Like a feel free to have a sandwich or something.
Yeah, and that's typically what I do is I'd have like cereal or oatmeal or make a sandwich or like whatever. But I always appreciated that about my mom, that she was just like, yeah, if 4 out of 5 people like this for dinner, I'm not gonna not make it for dinner because one person doesn't like
Yeah.
it. But it was also kind of like, but I'm also not gonna then make a whole second dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe she did when I was like little, but definitely like once I was of an age that I could get my own meals, she was just like,
Yeah.
good for you.
My family was very much always the what we're making for dinner is what we're making for dinner, and if you don't like it, you're perfectly okay to
Yeah.
not eat. You don't have to eat. Like you can skip a meal, you'll be perfectly fine.
But you weren't free to just go make your own dinner.
Generally not, just because we didn't necessarily have the funds or the money to like make other foods.
I'm not saying go in and make like a whole dinner,
Well, okay,
but you
obviously,
didn't
yeah,
have
but like
but you didn't have like
there were,
oatmeal
yeah,
or
there
like
were
guys,
things
you
you
guys
could
were like,
technically
but I
always
just
eat
meant
like oatmeal or whatever you wanted to, but like they were also
or
perfectly okay
toast
with
or
the
something,
if you don't like it, you don't have to eat. But it's like this is what we're making for dinner, and it's kind of an oh well. And like if the majority of the family didn't like it, then yeah, they would avoid making things like
That's
that.
different.
But like if
Yeah,
it was like one
that's
person,
different.
it was kind of an oh well. And we
Yeah.
got pretty used to it. Like we wouldn't even complain. It'd just be kind of like a shrug and be like, oh well, guess I'm eating like rice tonight or whatever, something different, something that we had that was leftovers or like cheap or just skip.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how mine always was. I'm pretty sure I'm my mom's pickiest eater. I don't think my siblings had anything like that where there was like a meal that they're like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
You know? I'd have to ask them, but I can't, it doesn't come to mind anything that I remember we would have. Like I know there's foods that they didn't like, but it would be like a side dish or something like that
Yeah,
in
it
a
wasn't
meal.
like
And it'd be just
a
like,
whole
okay, just
main
don't
dish
eat that.
thing.
But yeah, it wasn't like the whole meal.
So it's weird. I mean, obviously you wouldn't want it anyway now being vegan, but
Yeah.
when I was growing up, the only part of the lasagna I didn't like is what was a lot of people's favorite part. Like for some reason, I just really didn't like the like layer of the melted like mozzarella across the top. I would
That's
always be the
weird.
person that would go to like the tray of lasagna when you're serving yourself, and you would just like peel back the cheese and then take the rest of the stuff.
You just didn't like it with the rest
No, I
of
just
the
didn't like it at all.
ingredients?
Like I liked mozzarella on other
Hmm.
things, but for some reason on lasagna, I didn't like the layer of mozzarella on the
Well,
top.
that's what I was thinking because I mean, like I've seen you eat pizza,
Yeah.
so then I was like,
Well, and
okay,
I
so it's
like it
not
now. Like I
melted
love the
mozzarella. You
mozzarella
know
on
what I
top of
mean?
lasagna now. Like it's great now.
Oh,
Just at the
okay.
time,
I
for
thought maybe
some reason, and it wasn't even at the time. It wasn't mozzarella as a whole. It was mozzarella on lasagna. I didn't like.
like honey mustard. I get it.
No, I love honey mustard. You're the one that's crazy and doesn't love honey mustard.
No, but I'm saying like I love honey. Well, I did. Honey is great, and then mustard, but I do not like honey mustard together. And it's kind of like you. You're like,
Yeah.
I like mozzarella. I like lasagna. I do not like mozzarella on lasagna.
Okay, so can I? You brought up
You
honey
may.
mustard. You brought up honey mustard.
You may.
And
You
I've had
may.
this rant that I've already told you this rant. I've ranted about this for like
I've heard
3
this rant
days.
for 2 days now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a podcast, okay? I'm not going to name the podcast, but you know who you are podcast, and it's a fairly big one. And it's about food. And in this food podcast, and I don't know, there's a possibility because I only saw a clip of this podcast. I didn't like watch the full episode. So there's possibility they were intentionally rage baiting. That is something I have considered, like intentionally trying to make people mad, right?
And they definitely
They succeeded.
definitely got
If that
you,
was the
if
goal,
that's
they
the
succeeded
case.
with me. But here's what they said.
Yeah.
In the clip I saw, they were complaining about pepper jack cheese. And it's because they were saying like, oh, pepper jack cheese is one of the biggest scams in the food industry because they have people convinced that it's a special kind of cheese when it's just jack cheese with peppers in it. And I'm sitting there going, duh? I'm like, it's literally in the name. It's pepper jack. Like the honey mustard thing is why I thought of it, is because when I saw that
Yeah,
clip, the
that was
very
an
first thing that
example we
popped
were
in my mind
using.
was, does that mean honey mustard is a scam? Because, oh no, it's just honey with mustard. The name is not claiming to be anything else.
That was when we were like, hot dogs. It's obvious.
Yeah, it made me, it's like, oh, bottled water is not a real product. It's fake because it's clearly just water in a bottle, and yet they're trying to sell it as something different. It's like, no, it's not claiming to be anything but bottled water. Pepper jack cheese is not claiming to be a different kind of cheese. It's claiming to be jack cheese with peppers in it. Like, you made the comment, like, would they have said the same thing about, like, a jalapeno cheddar?
Yeah,
It's like,
they probably would
Yeah,
have.
it's like, oh, this is trying to
Like,
market
you're
it as like
acting
its
like it's a
own new type of
special
cheese.
kind
It's
of
like, no, it's
cheddar.
just cheddar with jalapenos in it. No kidding.
Have you guys heard? Have you guys heard about this new cheddar they just invented?
This new kind of cheese they just invented. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what the fermentation process is, but it's so good. It's called jalapeno cheddar. Yeah, I'm like, I could have gotten it. Like I said, like I was telling you, it's like I understand it if it was something that the name was changed. So it was like just jack cheese with with peppers in it, and they had called it something else entirely. I'm like, okay, I could give them that because then they're like marketing it as something else. But the fact that they market it as pepper jack cheese, it is cheese with peppers in it. Like, go figure, right?
It's just how upset you are about it.
Because it doesn't make sense. And the worst part is, I think the reason I'm so mad about it is because these are people. So I love to cook. I love watching cooking shows, listening to food podcast stuff. I like know a fair amount about food and cooking, right?
Sure.
These are people that I like not really look up to some extent or respect in the cooking world, but like I know that they are very knowledgeable about cooking. Like based on what I've seen in their stuff, I'm like, you know what you're talking about. You know a lot about food and cooking stuff. Like how, unless it's rage bait, how can you possibly say that with a straight face and not realize how stupid it sounds? Because like it's very clearly not trying to be anything else.
It's like part of me hopes that this is real, that they're just this dumb, right? Because that would be very funny. I also hope it's rage bait because the level that you're angry about it is also very funny.
Oh, if it's rage bait, it's working. It's working so well.
It's
Because it's irritating.
I hope for both scenarios because I think they're both funny. Either outcome is funny.
It's not even irritating. I take that back. It's not irritating. It's more baffling than irritating.
But the voice you're using sounds the same as when you're irritated or baffled.
Well, that's because my baffled and irritated voice often just gets higher pitched, and I just get more higher pitched, where I'm just like, what? But what is happening? Like up
But
there,
why?
that kind of voice. But why though? Like that kind of, yeah. So, so anyway, change of subject. Tucanos, right? Grilled pineapple, right? What's your favorite as a vegan? Because you know that means you're in the know. You have more say than I do.
Okay.
What's your favorite grilled vegetable and or fruit?
Ooh, grilled vegetable or fruit? Hmm.
Or not even a single favorite, but like what are your favorites?
Huh. I'm trying to think of through everything like grilled that I've had.
Yeah.
But yes, the pineapple pretty high up there.
Pineapple's always good. Partly because it caramelizes the sugars in the pineapple so quickly that you get like that,
I
that
just think
flavor out of it. It's really good.
It's every vegetable is amazing grilled. You know what I mean?
Do you think every vegetable on average is better grilled than raw?
Like grilled broccoli, I will say grilled broccoli better than raw broccoli or like roasted broccoli.
What about grilled pumpkin?
Oh, you know what? I've never had grilled pumpkin specifically, but like grilled squash.
Neither have I. I was just curious.
But I have had other squashes grilled. Heart of palm, really good grilled. Really, really good.
Heart of palm is just good in
Well, it's
general,
good, but
usually.
that's the
It's like
thing
bamboo
is,
shoots. Bamboo shoots are always good.
yeah, that's the thing is they're always good, but grilled, I don't know, you get that char and everything. It's really delicious.
How do you feel about grilled bell peppers?
I do like grilled bell peppers. Yeah, really good.
On the topic of bell peppers, what is your favorite of the 3 colors of bell pepper?
Of the 3 colors, what do you mean? There's 4.
4. Oh yeah, because I guess there's orange ones too. Green, yellow, orange, and red. Which is your favorite?
I typically eat green or red, and then it just depends what I'm making, is depending which one I want to use. I would say most of the time I really enjoy a yellow bell pepper. It's just I don't tend to get them. They're a little pricier, you know?
Yeah. Honestly, orange and yellow for me are very like interchangeable.
Yeah.
They're kind of just the peppers that are there. Like my red, if I'm eating it raw, red is my go-to. I love a red bell pepper.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going to eat it cooked, I prefer green.
Mm.
So like if I'm getting bell peppers like on something, like say on a pizza, I prefer green than red.
See, that's so interesting. If I'm putting it in something, I want red. But if I'm just eating them as a snack, I want green. And then
so you're opposite.
I use yellow and orange are typically if I'm cooking something and I just want it to look appetizing. You know what I mean?
So you use those if you don't care about flavor.
Well, it's not that I don't care about flavor, but it's just that I want a lot of bell peppers. Like I'll do like
oh, so you just do multiple colors just to give
variety.
variety.
It just because it looks visually appetizing because you're like there's lots of color and I want like
that's
you know
because I mean there's been studies as far as
it.
like taste. Well, as far as psychology and taste and stuff, I mean, there's so much that goes into flavor beyond just flavor.
Yeah.
I mean, because everyone knows, you know, like most people know that like smell plays a huge role in flavor, right? And how you perceive food. But like there's supposedly like the sound plays just as large a role.
Oh yeah, people say it all the time. How they love like a crunch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, But they've done studies and stuff where they take like a given food and they like give it to these people and like they have the control that are just eating it normally, and then they have the people that like they like put like sound canceling headphones on them and have them eat it, and the people that have the headphones will often be like it doesn't taste as like
It's
as
not
good or as
satisfying.
strong as the ones that have, or as satisfying, yeah, as the ones that have can hear it. And that's not even the case with just the crunch. Like even like the sound of like slurping soup is like so much part of the experience for a lot of people
Mm,
that like if you couldn't hear that, it would throw it off.
that's awful.
Slurping soup.
Yeah, I don't like a lot of noise when people are eating.
What bothers you more?
Hmm.
Slurping sounds,
Hmm.
like sort of chewing sounds, or like dishware clinking on dishware sounds, like a fork on the plate.
Chewing.
So it's the mouth noises you
Hmm.
don't like.
Yeah, it's awful. Hate it.
Is it just mouth noises?
But what?
Well, I'm like, I don't know where. Okay, hold on.
You know what?
My
I
brain
don't
was
even want you to
thinking,
answer that question. Actually, I just
well, my brain was thinking, is it just mouth noises or are other like food related eating noises? But then I'm like, what other noises come from your face while you're eating
probably
other than mouth
don't want to hear
noises?
people sniffle when they're eating either, or want to blow
You
their
know, it's like I
nose.
really hate the sound of someone blinking when they're eating. I just hate it.
I think we talked about that too. How it's gross when people like shoot milk out their nose, or the people that run spaghetti up and around. Gross.
I don't even know
Ugh.
how. I actually, it's one of those things where I'd be fascinated to know the like the how. How do you even do that? Because to me, I don't even begin to like understand what muscles or process happens inside your like mouth and throat when you like the people that can do that to
Okay.
do that.
It was like, I mean, like you do understand, but at the same time, you're just like, I don't know how they do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, it's one of those things where like in my brain it doesn't comprehend because I'm like, I don't have those muscles. I mean, I'm sure technically you do, but it's like you're not aware of them. You can't control them individually
Yeah.
like that to do something
It's
like
like
that.
people can like wiggle their ears or raise their eyebrow, like, you know what I mean?
One
Yeah,
eyebrow.
there we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where your brain, you're like, if you can't do that, you're like, I can't even understand how your brain separates those muscles into two parts kind of
Yeah,
thing.
because I can raise my right eyebrow, but not my left one. But I can blink with both eyes, like individually, not at the same time, obviously. Wink, not
You
blink.
can blink with both
I can
eyes.
blink with both eyes and
I
wink.
can blink with both eyes at the same time. I've been doing it since childhood. I'm like a prodigy.
I'm so good at it. I do it without thinking now. Do it
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah,
Um,
I do it like what, couple thousand times a day, I think, without even thinking about it.
probably.
I'm just that good, you know?
And man, if I get something in my eye, blink it right out.
No, I don't do that.
No,
I
I
don't ever do
can.
that. It always stays
I
stuck in
can.
there.
I can wink with each eye, but I know some people that can't do that.
Yeah, I can wink. I can only do the right eyebrow as well, though. I can't do the left.
Do you think if you're left or right-handed, your left or right eyebrow dominant?
I don't know about eyebrow dominance. I do know that like the stereotype, and this is not the case with
Hmm.
me, but I've heard that supposedly that the trend is that if you're like right hand dominant, it's usually like the same side, so you tend
Mm.
to be right side dominant,
Yeah, that makes sense.
like right leg dominant, right eye dominant, etc.
Hmm.
I know that I'm actually sort of backwards because I'm left eye dominant, even though I'm right handed, and my left
Mm.
eye actually has worse vision than my right eye, and I don't know if that's because like related or what, but the worst eye as far as vision is the one I'm dominant on, to the point that like if I actively think about it
Hmm.
and say I'm looking straight, right? Like, because if you're looking like towards the right with your head stationary, obviously your right eye is doing the majority of the seeing, right? Because it's got the best view. But like if I'm looking straight, 90% of the time, if I think about it, I feel like my vision is coming from the left side of my body, not my right eye.
So if you went blind in one eye, if you went blind in your left eye, it really wouldn't affect you. Wait,
No, no,
your
no. If
right
I
eye.
went blind in my
Your
right
right
eye, it
eye.
wouldn't
Yeah,
affect
I
me.
realized like
I
as
mean,
I
it
was
would
saying, I
affect
was
it a
like,
little
that's
bit, but
backwards.
it would affect it a little bit, but I don't know how much because I feel like my left eye is more dominant. Like if you think about it, so if you look straight, right, and you
Hmm.
hold up like a hand and you slowly move it in front of one of the like not like directly in front, but like
Hmm.
out in front of you, like about a foot away in front of one of the eyes, I process it as more of an interference on the left side than I do on the right side.
You know what gets me is when you see your nose and then you can't
When you actually,
not
the second
see
you
it.
process that you can see your nose,
Yeah, and then it's like, but then you have like an hour or two where you can't just not see your nose, and you're like, why is it in the way all of a sudden?
it's all those things which has never been it's never been particularly an issue for me, but it's like all those things where the whole like, oh, as soon as you're aware that you're blinking, you can't like the next like half hour you're blinking intentionally because it messes you up.
Hmm.
Same with like breathing. Like the
Yeah.
second you think about the fact that you're breathing, it like becomes intentional for a little while. Back to your eyes, right?
Okay.
You know how when you close both of your eyes, you're still like receiving visual input,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like even if it's mostly black, you still have often like after image of some light
Yeah.
or like some discoloration. And depending on how much light is in the room, behind your eyelids, you can see like almost like the swirl of like the blood vessels and everything else, right? That's moving. And you can see like shadows that pass in front of your face and stuff. So when you close both eyes, you're still receiving visual input. What I find fascinating is that if you close one eye, you're not, at least as far as your brain is processing, you're not receiving visual input at all. It's gone.
Yeah.
At least for me and everyone I've talked to about this. If you close one eye, there's nothing there. Like if you
Yeah.
pass your hand in front of it and like change the light levels, I don't process anything. There's literally nothing coming from that side of the like the vision.
I'm sorry, I was doing that like while you were talking. I was like covering one eye and then the other, but then I did both eyes, and it's so weird how that's true. It's just like gone.
Yeah.
But then you close
If
both
one eye is
eyes and
closed, it
suddenly
doesn't still send signal. It's nothing. Like to the point that I just tested this and there's a very, 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 very slight amount. But like I took my phone, turned on the flashlight, covered it so it's not like full bright, but it's like half the light.
yeah, don't
And
stare
then
into the
closed one
sun.
eye and like slowly moved it in front of like where that eye would be. And I could almost only like the barest amount notice like process anything from that side.
But
And that's with a noticeable visual change in light.
do you think it's because with one eye open, you're processing so much that your brain shuts the other one off? Like what? Like why do you think that is?
I don't know. And I'm sure there's some
I
like
mean, I know
scientific
you don't
medical
know.
thing
I was just asking your
name for
best
it. But like
guess.
if I had to hazard a guess, it's because when your eyes are closed, there's so little visual input there, so little to process, then that's the only thing it can process, so it's going to send everything it can. But if you have one open, there's so much from one side that it's almost like drowning out the little bit of static you get from the other side.
So what popped into my head while you were explaining this, because I do think that that's crazy, that I hope
it's such a
I hope
weird
people
thing.
who are listening cover their one eye and then the other eye and like, try it out,
Oh,
because it is really weird.
you know that anyone that's listening to this, the like
Really weird.
20 or so people that might, in best case scenario, listen to this, I guarantee you,
They gotta be doing
at
it.
least 75 to 100% of them are going to test it at some point in like, if not right then, at some point in like the next
So what
day.
it made me think of though is how you see stuff in your vision or whatever is the squiggly lines that
Floaters?
the floaters, yeah, that will pop
Floaters,
up
yeah.
in your vision. Apparently they get worse with age. I don't know.
They do.
But I sent you a clip from Family Guy where
Yeah.
Dewey was trying. He was doing a little monologue about squiggly eye.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I did. It was ages ago, but yes.
Do you think that you could do that voice?
Like now?
Yeah.
You know how long it's been since I've done Stewie's
Yeah.
a Stewie voice?
Let me hear it. I'm sorry.
Wow.
My
Way to
bad.
put me on
My bad. Eric, why is it that you do such a great impression of Stewie Griffin?
Okay. It's been so long, forewarning, since I've done a Stewie voice.
I know.
It's somewhere in here. No, nope. Somewhere right up here, Brian. Somewhere in this range, Brian. Is it somewhere in here? Is this? No, it's getting worse, I think.
It was moving all over. I've got to find the pitch though.
I think you
Right?
were a little. It was really weird. You were kind of low, and then
I was a little bit low.
you went.
a little bit low.
Yeah, that was low. That's very Joker-esque.
It's very
But then you went
Joker-esque.
a little. But then you went a little
Sorry.
too high with it at the same time.
Oh, a little too high.
It's like
The
you
Stewie's right in here somewhere.
you want it to be
Right in here somewhere.
middle,
I gotta take out the bass.
because it's like he has a low voice for a baby, obviously.
Yeah.
This is a grown man.
But it's still higher than.
But it's
Well, the problem
higher
is
than that.
the Joker is so like similar in some
It
ways.
is. It's weird. I would have never put that together until you started doing the Stewie Griffin voice.
And accidentally drifting into like a
Yeah.
Joker kind of voice. I mean, it depends on which version of Joker, but yeah.
Well, yeah. I was going
'Cause,
Mark
like,
Hamill.
Stewie's up here somewhere. Stewie's up here somewhere, but without the bass. It's like up in here.
You're so close.
Closer.
You're really close, but
It's so close to being perfect, but not quite right.
it's something about the
Brian.
inflection. I think it's actually the
I don't know,
inflection that's
yeah.
wrong.
I think it's the inflection that is
Yeah.
wrong. I think I've got the
But
accent wrong
I
right
would
now.
say I don't know the last time I heard you even try to do that voice. Really good.
Honestly, it's been
Yeah.
months since I've done
I
that
was going to
voice.
say, was it good? No. But for the fact you haven't done it in a while, it was good.
Might have been better. It's been better a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
And then if you lower it down to here, you start to get into a bit of the Joker.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're like, oh, hello there, Batsy.
Yeah.
Time for a party.
I don't know. I was not quite Joker there either. That was a little weird.
Yeah, we're gonna workshop it. We'll come back around to this. We
Yeah.
were talking about that today. That was the only reason it also when you brought up the eye thing that popped in my mind. But then also the fact that you and I were laughing because we usually when we talk during the day we do a lot of voices and stuff, and we were saying how we haven't done voices in a long time. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
It does kind of make me like. I don't think it's fair that you made me do a voice without me making you do a voice.
I think it's totally fair.
I don't think that's fair. The
Okay.
problem is I'm trying to decide what voice to try to. I want one you can actually sort of do.
Oh, I don't think I have one. I can actually.
Ooh,
I mean, I have Myrtle.
Ooh. Hey,
Mhm,
hey,
mhm,
hey, hey.
yeah, yeah.
What voice, and this is a fictitious character, so not a real person, but what voice do you do the best? And why is it Myrtle? Not Myrtle, Gloria.
Gloria. Oh my god, I haven't done Gloria in so long. All right, I might have to like. For you and me, I might have to skip ahead. I might have to do my practice because it's like Gloria.
Wait, you're going to leave
Gloria.
all of my
No,
Stewie Griffin practice
no.
in?
I would have trimmed that around. We don't have time for all that. Gloria. I don't know why I can't figure out her voice. Because she's.
Do Stewart's first, then you can jump into Gloria.
You know what it is, man? I was just thinking that. I was like, I think if I do Stewart wins the butcher shop. He's married to Gloria.
And now you whip out Gloria's voice and that it should be easier, right?
Oh my God, Stuart, don't make me call you mother. Okay? I'm not dealing with this today.
See, the funny part is I think doing Stewart first like pulls the voice out.
I don't know what it is. Yeah. I should practice my Gloria voice more. I do love it.
The Gloria voice is pretty fantastic. It's a good one.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
I don't know why you made me do the Stewie. That's not one I'm super great
It
at.
was literally just because of the floaty eye thing. That was the only one that popped.
Yeah.
And actually, I feel like when you were practicing it, you were getting good at it.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, it's like that the what is it, Northern Scottish accent that I do that like I haven't done it in a while, so it's not as good as it used to be. But like at one point, it was like one of the times I did it around someone who was like actually does accents and like does that kind of stuff for a living, and they were like they're like that sounded like not the character, but the exact same accent that like Scrooge McDuck uses.
He's like Scrooge McDuckrich.
Like that level of like Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Or not Ireland, Scottish, Northern Scotland kind of voice.
Man, I'm gonna work on my Gloria voice. That way I can just.
Because that's the one that's like, hold on, I'm trying to think. Should I do it? I'm trying to think if I can like how I get into that one.
Should you yell at the triplets?
Well, I mean, no, I gotta use the phrase I use to get into it is like it's like oh righty then, it's all right up in here, like that kind of Scottish. Up in this part of the range, you gotta talk like this a little bit. It's not a great accent, but it's a little better than other ones I can do.
I just really also appreciate the few, like, I don't know that we've really done accents, and I appreciate that we only brought it up after we haven't been practicing them.
I know, right? But that's the perfect time to do it. You can see how good you are at it. I could see if I could still do the Morgan Freeman, which is not great. But although I saw something about Morgan Freeman, like an impressionist that is one of the best Morgan Freeman impressions I've ever seen, but he also is just really good. And he was making some comment about he's like, in his opinion, he thinks that almost any guy could do more Morgan Freeman voice with practice.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very distinctive, but in a way that's like not hard to replicate if you know exactly how to replicate it.
Oh, so that was something we were talking about last episode, was about how, before you got mad at me, was about how kids... So it was some article I was reading, but kids now do not have as strong of accents because in the US, because parents want them to have just a general American accent, right? They don't want them to have like a Southern or Minnesotan or like whatever. I think that's really sad because doing impressions and accents and stuff is really fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just more, they're just going to have to practice them. You're just going to have to learn your accents. You're going to have to just practice pulling out random characters' accents, kind of like how you are so good at doing a young British lad voice.
Oh, I didn't do it for
Although that's what we both do, and neither one of us is great at it, except that specific like phrase. It's the "I didn't do it, father. I'm innocent, I is." I don't know why that became the thing we say in that voice.
It's because I took it to a dark place. We were just doing accents one day, and you said you were doing a little British boy accent, and then I don't remember, but all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, I didn't do it, father. Oh, I didn't kill all the villagers."
Yeah. And then it
And
just
I
sort of
think
evolved into that's the thing we do
because it
now.
went to a dark place, that it made us laugh, and we were
Yeah.
just like, "Wow, that got drastic."
It's like, well, that was an escalation. It's a very drastic change, but it was fun.
It was fun.
Honestly, accents and voices are a lot of fun. Even if you're bad at them, they're kind of fun to do anyway.
And I encourage anybody to play the game that Eric and I like to play. Not with us, with your own not really friends.
Or
Um,
friends. You could do it with friends too.
you could do it with friends too. I just didn't want to imply that we were friends.
Oh, that's
Um,
true. That's fair.
but the game, and we were doing it, but we didn't really say specifically. But the game we play is basically when the other person says, "Why are you so good at this?" Like accent or voice or whatever, you have to just give it your best shot.
Yeah, the
Doesn't
rules are
matter.
it doesn't have to be good, but you have to make an attempt. And like the setup phrase, the lead-in phrase for the game is something along the lines of like, "Hey, why is it that you're like," or not why is it? It's usually like "Hey, who is it that you can do the best impression of, and why is it this person or like this
Yeah,
character?"
yeah.
And then the other person has to do the attempt.
Has to at least try. And I'm just putting out there now, I only play this game with you.
Why? Because you don't want other random people walking up
I
to
don't
you and
want
be
random
like,
people.
"Hey."
Although my sister did a loophole the other day, and I was really upset about it because she wanted me to do an impression of something, and I said no. And so then like 2 days later, I'm talking to Eric, and all of a sudden he's just like, "Oh, hey, by the way."
Oh yeah, because she texted me about this. She texted me and said, "Hey, I need you to tell Kassi that she has to do the accent." And weren't like wasn't your sister there at the time? It was like in person or something.
um
I thought it was because she wanted to hear it or something.
Probably. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, I thought it was great because that was the achy breaky heart thing.
Oh, the
And
achy breaky art.
my achy breaky heart.
The like
If
the I don't know exact. I always call it a Yorkshire accent, but I actually don't know what
yeah, I
it
don't know.
is.
And if people haven't seen this clip, it's basically it's just I guess a girl from Yorkshire is what Eric's guessing, but she's talking about how people like Americans can sing British
Like songs that are
artist
normally sung in a
songs.
British like English accent.
Yeah, accent, but it doesn't work the other way around. And but she was saying specifically it's hard with her accent to sing songs, and then she was doing achy breaky heart, and it was really funny.
Well, that's because with that accent, it's the achy breaky art. It's the
Achy
don't
breaky
break my
heart.
heart, me achy breaky heart.
It's very funny. I love it.
Yeah.
But
That's because accents, the whole people are losing accents thing is actually a tragedy because accents are like so much fun.
those are a lot of fun, and it's a I think it's a fun topic. Obviously people are mean, but people are mean anyway. But I love doing an accent. I think it's fun.
I don't think.
I do need to work on my. I need to work on my Gloria. Stuart is perfect. No
I don't know. Your
notes.
Gloria is pretty good as long as it's you do Stuart's voice first.
Yeah.
If nothing's
Um,
as great as Myrtle's voice though, Myrtle is the best.
Myrtle is pretty
Also,
great.
for context, we like to name the voices because some of our voices are like almost like in our head they have a personality of a character, so like the way that they talk, and we give them names to help remember which voice it is.
Yes, that's important. I mean, just like character voices when you're doing impressions, it's like you're typically trying to go for
Well,
a
in some ways,
specific
it's like
character.
if you were doing cartoon voices as a voice actor and you have like certain cartoon characters, it's kind of the same idea. It's just if you give a name to it, it helps you keep track of that specific voice and like the accent and the way they talk.
Yeah. And I think sometimes for me, especially with like Stuart and Gloria, it's just I like when they have a personality. I like when I give them backstory.
Yeah. Well, because backstory helps you get into like the character and like the voice.
Yeah, it helps you get into their mindset and stuff. I love that we're giving advice on voice acting when we're not voice actors.
Oh, we're not at all. But Myrtle could be a cartoon character. Myrtle is awesome. Anyway, you should do Myrtle's voice because we mentioned her more than once and nobody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, no, for sure. We were gonna get to Myrtle.
Do I need to do it correctly, or are you just gonna
No. I can just do it. Myrtle's my favorite voice to do. That's one of the few ones I can just jump into, you know. Oh yeah, don't you know? This is Myrtle. She's pretty great, you know. She's a bit of a character though. She did, you know, she doesn't take anything from nobody. But she's always up for a good time, that's for sure.
That's such a good voice. I love that character.
Oh, thanks. That's so kind of you to say.
Myrtle's like one of the best
Irish.
ones. It did get a little Irish there at the end.
A little Irish there.
Got that Irish lilt at the end.
Yeah. You know, Myrtle's lived quite a life.
Myrtle's a
People are
great
like,
character.
what is happening?
What I love, the only thing I need to do with accents specifically is I need to stop trying to name where they're from, because I feel like I get most of them wrong.
It needs to just be vague.
Well, because like I keep being like, oh, it's this specific with the accent, and then it's like, well, actually, I don't think it is that. It's probably closer to something else. Because like there was that one character I was doing that was like a sort of French accent, and then the more I did it, the more I'm like, this kind of sounds more like Antonio Banderas, which means it's more Spanish than like French. I think.
I
haven't done that one in probably longer than Stewie though.
Probably. We've been trying to be amateur, you know, voice actors for a while.
Yeah. Well, and part of the problem with like practicing voices is you need something to say, and it's often hard to come up with like what to say in the voice while also like working on the voice. So what I think is funny, what's funny to do, because I've seen it online before too, is you just look up like monologues from like movies or other random things, and then you just do those in voices, and those can be like, or even just like lines from movies, dialogue from movies, and then do those in the voice, and it can be really funny just because it's like it's the wrong character saying it, and it can be really funny.
I don't know why I want this to be a thing that you and I do, is like we have like a grab bag of a sentence and then another bag with a character.
One
or
of
like
the voices that one
voice.
of us can do.
Yeah. Or it could just be sort of like how we said like just like little British boy or something, you know what I mean? Like just whatever.
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas, I think that would also be really funny to.
I would love to hear you attempt an Antonio Banderas voice.
And if we play this game, maybe you will. We'll just do a short episode of you and I doing voices. That's
a mini
it.
episode, no?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a mini episode. One that's shorter than the rest, no?
Yeah, that's why.
For context, that was an attempt at the sort of Frenchish, but I think it was actually more Spanish accent, but it's also been a long time, so it's a very rusty version of that voice.
I just love that now we're stuck on voices.
What do you think of that one, though? Do you think it was close to like the original?
The original, or when you landed on a voice? I think it was closer to when you landed on it, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I will say that one was actually intentionally leaning more towards the Spanish side than like when I was trying to do the French.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that was actually correct either. I don't know. It's just the voice.
I really do think we should play this game. I think it'd be really funny to see what voices we could do, but I think it would be easier because sometimes when we play our game, coming up with
something to say,
is the hardest part. But if we pre-planned out, like I said, just we each write a few sentences and then just give it. And then I guess that's the thing too, is that's how Myrtle came about, is you sort of just gave me an outline for Myrtle. You're like, this is kind of her personality, and then I just ran with it.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even tell you an accent. I gave you the character and you created the voice and the accent yourself. I just got to think of characters to make you do, because you're so bad at voices. I got to find ones that you can actually do.
Oh, yeah. No, I think if it's bad, that's...
I got to make you do like a Jeff Goldblum.
All right. I'm going to practice some voices, because even if they're bad, if I can get close to something.
Why, you don't want to try to do a Jeff Goldblum right now?
Not right now.
Jeff Goldblum is one that if I could figure out the cadence, my voice is actually similar in pitch already. At least you've said that it is.
Yeah.
So I feel like I could totally do his voice really well if I could figure out like the cadence and shift it just a little bit. I need to.
Although I'm never gonna tell you. It's like I don't really want the Stewie one was pretty good. I don't totally want to encourage you because you got so mad at the very beginning.
That's
Like
because
episode 2
you
when you
lied
did an
to me.
Arnold.
I did an Arnold
impression.
voice. You told me it
think
was
it-
good. I listened
think
back
it
to it and
was
went, "This is
good."
horrible," and you lied to me and told me it was good.
Here's my thing. I think for what I thought you were gonna do, it was good.
I cannot do an
You know what I
Arnold voice
mean?
in any capacity, though, in my opinion.
Again, I don't think that you could like, you know, I don't think you could like make a phone call and someone would believe that's who they're talking to, but I think they would be like, "Are you doing an impression?" You know
yeah,
what I mean?
well, and it's like step one of an impression is, can the people even tell what character you're trying to impersonate?
Yeah.
Or what person
And
you're trying to
I
impersonate.
think most people knew who you were trying to sound like.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But
So
still,
it was good.
it was not good. It was not good.
It was adequate. Does
It
that
was
make you
barely
feel
adequate.
better?
It was barely adequate. You know what
It's
I've just
just-
learned? You know what I've learned about this podcast so far, though, about you in regards to this podcast, is I just need to, like, not trust anything you say, or apparently things you don't say, given these Notre Dame incident.
I think what's interesting about this podcast is I've learned that I try to be encouraging to you and I try to make you feel better for whatever reason because you're a horrible person. And all you do is attack me about it.
I don't think that's true. I mean, yes, they're attacking you about it, but I don't think that you encourage. I don't believe that.
And I'm the one sitting
No.
here like,
No. There's a
you could
difference
be really
between
good at
being
these
encouraging and
impersonations. You-
gaslighting people.
I mean, is there?
Okay, so if you, okay, you just opened a whole new realm of thoughts in my brain, and you know what? I think you might be right. Encouraging people, if within the caveat of if they're not actually very good at it, but you're trying to encourage them anyway, then yes, it basically is just gaslighting them.
Gaslighting is just a placebo effect.
It kind of. And in encouragement, if you're trying to encourage someone who's not actually good at it, and you're doing it the way which I don't necessarily believe is the right way, but you're doing it the way where you're like pseudo lying to them and being like, no, you're great. You just got it. Maybe you should practice more, like that kind of thing. I believe that would be gaslighting them.
Right. But if you're saying these things because you do think they can do them, is that a lie?
No, because if you think they're legitimately good at it and you're encouraging them, I wouldn't say that's
Yeah.
gaslighting them, because that's just encouragement.
Right. Right.
I would say it's only gaslighting them if you're lying to them because they're not good at it and you're just trying to convince them that they are.
Why are you so set that I think you're not good at it?
Because
Maybe.
I know that you're gaslighting me, because I know that you don't deep down genuinely believe I'm good at it. I can feel it. I can feel it in your bones.
Maybe
in
I
your bones.
do
I don't want to
think
feel
you're
your
good
bones.
at it,
I
and
can feel it in your
maybe I-
voice.
Yeah, please don't. Maybe though I do think you're good at it, and maybe I'm just wrong. Did you ever consider that?
That you're wrong? Oh, I consider it every day.
Right. Okay. So if you think that I'm just wrong, then you can agree that me thinking that you're good at it and have the potential to be better at it is not me lying or gaslighting you, because in your opinion, I'm wrong.
See, this is the reason why I've always said you should be a lawyer, because you are so good at this like circular logic of like taking someone's phrasing and rerouting it back on them in a way that they suddenly almost agree with.
You're not answering my question though. My question to you is, I'm saying I think you are good at doing impersonations, and I think you could be really, really good at them. But you think I'm gaslighting you because I genuinely believe that. But the problem isn't me. The problem is you, because you think that I'm either lying to you or I'm inherently wrong.
No.
That has nothing to do with me.
See, here's how this works. You should be a lawyer because you're really good at this, like turning it back on the other person and like that kind of thing. I should be a politician because I'm really good at evading the question.
Can you repeat the question?
It's like, that is a great question. That is a fantastic question. The real question, though, is are you good at being a lawyer kind of thing. I think you could have been a lawyer. I'm convinced the way that you like talk, I'm convinced you could have been a lawyer.
Um, but the type of law I would have had to do, I wouldn't have wanted to do.
Yeah, because you would have had to do some sort of like, what is that, small claims court? You could do a small claims court. The ones, the one where you handle mostly like slander kind of cases or illogical type cases. You know what you'd have been great as? You know what you would have been fantastic as? You could have been like a TV judge. Because they're kind of lawyers by themselves, like the way that they talk. Like Judge Judy kind of person. You could have done the same kind of like calling out people's illogical nonsense and then looping it back around on them kind of stuff. And like the wait, so what you're saying is yada 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 yada, like that kind of thing.
You're telling me.
You would have been so good at that.
Thank you. Instead, I'm just not gonna rise to any sort of success.
I don't know why. My brain is weird, right? You said I'm not gonna rise, and my first thought was like bread. You're not gonna rise like bread.
I feel like the way you keep saying this to me is like, you could have been so much more. You had all this potential and you squandered it.
I know, right? I'm just saying, it's true. I like, okay, here's the thing, Kassi.
You know what you were always really good at? It's really too bad you didn't amount to anything.
No, but like, okay, I do think there is an element of our not really friendship in which you try to like do the whole, oh no, I think you actually are really good at this, yada, 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 and I don't believe you. And then I do this where I'm just pushing you to be a better person. And I'm like, there's so many times, not really on the podcast as much, but there are so many times where I'm like, you should like I'm just trying to help you be a better person. And you're like, why are you coming after me? And I'm like, because I just want you to be a better person. I'm trying to help you grow as a person. And it's kind of funny because
those who can't do teach.
Yeah, exactly. No, but it's funny because it turns into this situation where both of us are like in some ways trying to encourage the other person, and the other person is actively like, why are you attacking me?
Is this why we're not really friends? Because we're encouraging each other, but we're also highly suspicious of each other.
Because we're both encouraging the other person while being highly paranoid of motives. Yeah.
It's probably because we say it in the most negative kind of way. Well, you say it. I say it in an encouraging way. You just think
the
I'm
problem is
gaslighting you.
that sometimes it's encouraging, but there are times that it's gaslighting, and I can't tell the difference. So for my safety, I have to treat it like it's the gaslighting every time.
And it's fine because for me, you're just outright
you prefer
mean
that
about
because it's
it.
more blunt and it's more upfront, and you prefer upfront anyway.
I'm not confused at all by what you're trying to tell me. I'm like, oh, you
I
think I
mean,
could be a better person?
I think
That's
everyone
cool.
can be a better person. To get real talk for a second here, I think everyone is capable of improving. So no matter how quote unquote perfect you think you are, I think everyone can improve as a person. So
Yeah, you have a long way to go, huh?
this is it. This is why we're not really friends.